So hello everyone, this is shadowtech here with another video, and today we're going to be talking about which is better, Apple's iOS or Google's Android, or just the phones in general, which by the way, Android is basically all non-Apple phones. If you're looking for a definitive answer, I'm sorry, but there isn't really one. There's probably an answer for you, but in the end you'll have to make that decision, not me, and this video will hopefully educate you on that type of stuff. So now let's get straight into the video. There are three types of phone users. One, the blind Apple sheep, who loves Apple, buys only Apple products, and isn't educated about Android products or anything else. This is not necessarily a bad thing, but there are definitely better things to be. The second type of user is blind Android sheep, who hates Apple so much that he never buys Apple products, buying lots of Android products along the way. And number three, in my opinion, the best type, the educated user, who uses either Apple or Android. You can be either one. And this is the type of person I am, or at least I believe I am. So what I think is better for me is Android, because I have the time to play around with stuff and customize my phone, but I don't hate Apple, and I still think that they make good products. I think Apple is polished, easy to use, makes cool phones. I just don't have enough for those types of phones. Most of the time, excluding the iPhone SE, Apple makes, their budget option is $700, which I think is very expensive for a budget phone. So, I'm not saying that iPhones are necessarily bad. I just think it's not the right choice for me. But for you, that could be different. So first we're going to be talking about Apple, because Apple has the name Apple, and apples are tasty. And do you know what else would be tasty? A sub to this channel if you're enjoying the video. So now back to what we're actually here for. The first reason, which is a really big one, it's the ecosystem. For those of you who don't know, when you buy an Apple product or Apple accessory, you're adding to your Apple ecosystem. And you're making your Apple ecosystem garden nicer, but you're also building the wall higher. So this might be a little confusing at first, but let me explain. So you buy the newest iPhone and you're happy. Great. So next time you're thinking of getting a new phone, but you might think, if I don't buy an iPhone, then I won't be able to use iMessages, which by the way, you still text on iMessages, but then you'll be a green bubble person. Oh, and if I buy an Android phone, it's like I threw those $100 that I spent on AirPods in the trash, which by the way, also you can use AirPods with Android phones. So there's that. But, if I leave the Apple ecosystem, then I won't have as easy pairing with the AirPods. So it's good when you're using it, but, it makes it harder to get out of the Apple ecosystem. So there's also the minimalistic quality of iPhones. There's very little bloatware or extra apps, and their features are also very polished. Like how when they finally added 120 Hz, it wasn't just regular 120 Hz, it was adaptive 120 Hz, and it worked really well. There are more examples like this, but I don't really think you care so much. Apple also has less customization than Android, but now with widgets, I think the customization is pretty good now, just a little hard to play with. So basically, the wrap-up for Apple is that they have an ecosystem, which can be a plus or minus, depending who you are. They're very polished, and also they have less customization. Now on to Android. Android is run by Google. For a lot of you, might be a good downside already, because Google is primarily a company that makes their money from ads. So their money is from extremely targeted ads. So Google collects your data so they can give you as much targeted ads as possible, which for a lot of people, that's not that big of a downside, but for a lot of people, it's a very big downside. So it's something to consider. But there are also pluses to having Google collect your information. That's nothing I really thought I'd ever say, but guess I can say that now. It gives you articles that you like. So personally, for me, this is a neutral, because it is kind of creepy at times. Android also has a lot more. Some people are also very anti-Apple and think that they're overpriced. This might be because there are thousands of Android phones at any price point. There are Android phones for $2,000, but there are also Android phones for $100. So there's a lot more variation. Also, another con is that people think it's very hard to use Android. But for the apps, you just have to swipe up. It's not that hard. It's just for people that aren't using Android already, it's hard, because you have to get used to it. Let's say for the settings, it might be harder to find because there's a whole large thing and they have more bloatware. And also for getting to the flashlight, instead of swiping, let's say, down from the bottom right and clicking the Apple flashlight icon, you have to figure out what the Android icon looks like. So it's hard to get used to for a lot of people. So Also, Android is always at the bleeding edge. Like, guess who made the first 120 hertz phone? Not Apple. It was Android. So there are many other examples of this, but again, I don't really think you want to hear about that boring stuff. So, in my opinion, the main draw of Android is its variation. And many Android users say it's more than that, but I don't really think that's true. So finally, the conclusion is that Apple can be good for some people and Android can be good for some people. But in the end, you have to make that decision. If you still haven't decided which is better, you should watch a review of the best Android phone at said price point and then the best Apple phone at said price point. But hopefully this video has already helped you decide which is better for you. Okay, so if you disagree with my opinions, you can talk with me down in the comments, but remember to keep things civilized. Also, I really appreciate you watching, so thanks for watching. Also, remember to like and subscribe if you like this video, or dislike it if you don't like it. So, thanks so much for watching. Shadow out and have a good night.